Shanti, welcome back. So अभी का जो हमारा सेशन होने वाला है, it is about wisdom for changing times, right? Wisdom for changing times. So when we talk about change, let us do a quick activity. Okay, are we all ready? Yes, yes. Tathastu wala to ho gaya. You got the trick now. Now this is something different. So just keep your right hand's index finger in the front and left hand's thumb like this, upright. Right hand's index finger is pointing in the front, left hand's thumb is pointing upwards. And when I say change, you have to do the reverse. So this finger will go inside and the thumb will rise, and this thumb will go inside and the finger will come out. And the finger, I will come to this towards the center so that everybody is able to see. The finger will always be in the x-axis. Finger cannot be in the y-axis, and the thumb always has to be in the y-axis. Okay, so x and y-axis. And at one time, there only has to be one finger and one thumb. So check yourself. दोनों हाथ में, एक हाथ में finger है तो दूसरे में thumb होना चाहिए. Okay, ready? Simple? Okay, let's try. Change, 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 change. ये हंसी का क्या मतलब है? हंसी से क्या समझे? बहुत इजी है या नहीं हो रहा? नहीं हो रहा? Give up. Somebody is so happy giving up. I saw it for the first time. Give up करके इतना खुश है. Confusing. Okay. I saw some of you were like looking, अच्छा इनसे भी नहीं हो रहा, इनसे भी नहीं, then तो then it's okay. इनसे भी हो गया, उनसे भी हो गया, अब तो मुझसे होना चाहिए. Sister तो कर रही है बड़ा speed में, right? So change at all times is not very convenient, but if we are able to apply some wisdom to it and adapt to it, it will turn out for our larger benefit. Let's do a second version of this activity now. Are we all ready? दोनों हाथ की finger एक साथ. और जब change कहेंगे so the fingers will go in and the thumb will come up. Okay? Ready? Change, 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 change. This is easy now. Change, change, change. What was the difference? Why is this simple? You're doing it together. You're doing the same things on both the hands. So you see, when you want दूसरे तो मुझसे प्यार से बात करे, लेकिन मैं प्यार से बोलूँगी तो काम नहीं होगा. We complicate things for ourselves. If we keep it that simple here, life will be so simple here. So many such mantras, many such tips to adapt yourself to changing times will now be given to you in this session by our expert faculty, respected Radhika Didi ji. Let us welcome her with a round of applause. So she comes from Hyderabad. She is a dedicated sister for over 25 years now, and based and managing the whole services of the Brahma Kumaris Management Center in the Nagarjuna Hills of Hyderabad. She is an expert Raj Yoga teacher. She is an expert, she's herself masters in psychology. So she is very, very good with youth and with professionals and people of all age groups and all professional backgrounds in delivering practical solutions to them, which are rooted in spirituality. In fact, she has authored 2 books which share such important and such practical tips with people. And she also addresses a host of audiences which come from all walks of life. So, and along with, I have personally learned a lot from her through her wit and wisdom together. So, we welcome Radhika Didi today, and we are looking forward to listening what wisdom can be applied to the present changing times.
Om Shanti. And thank you, Vidatri. That was a wonderful introduction and at the same time a nice exercise. So in the minute we talk about wisdom, you all know there's a lot of difference between what we know and how wisely we are able to bring what we know into life. So how to is wisdom. I can have all the best virtues in the world and I can have all the capabilities in the world, but the thing is, how do I bring it out there? The right time, the right situation, in the right way. Most times, people do very right thing at the wrong time. I happened to be talking to somebody, and she works in Hyderabad in an IT. And so she was telling me, sister, I have so many issues, especially with my boss, my team head. And he's creating a lot of issues for me. So I shared it with my husband, right? And I have been telling him several times about what's going on at work. And so he listens. And then very recently, he tells her, forget it, resign. Na? You can't do it. This is a corporate world. So you need to know how to cope with people more than knowing how to just work. You should know how to work with people. So resign, forget it. So she sat across me and she was saying, sister, I was upset with my boss. Now I'm more upset with my husband. Now I asked her why. So she says, I'm not looking for advices. At this point of time, I want someone to listen. He just has to listen and say, your boss is bad. Oh, your boss did that. Oh. I don't want any advice. Wisdom is to keep your mouth shut. Somebody was asking me, I was in a company in Tarapur Atomic Power Station, and there was this, the one who takes care of marketing, he got up, because of the 3 whole day session on leadership. He got up and he asked me, sister, tell me, what is Brahma Kumaris' take on leadership? Because I've read so much about leadership. And actually, in fact, I give, some sessions on leadership. So what is your take? Can you just tell me in one sentence? Because 3 whole days is really wrong, and I don't have that kind of time. So I said, according to Brahma Kumaris, leadership is not to think too much. That's about it. You get things done, but you are safe here. You're not investing too much energy for something you're going to get very little. Back in Hyderabad, I happened to have this girl who shifted from Delhi to Hyderabad, and because she got married to this boy in Hyderabad. So she complained to me, just a conversation, and she said, sister, the thing is, I have not seen anything in Hyderabad. It's been 6 months since I've been married. I have not seen anything. Whatever I've seen is through the car, just driving past. And my husband points it out and says, oh, this is so-and-so place and this is this mall, but I've never gone there. So in a conversation again with her husband, I know him since he was a teenager. So I told him, why don't you take her, Deepak, to a mall nearby, the new mall? Take her. Didi, I'm so tired in the weekend, I need to rest. I said, oh, it's okay, but you can take her. Just go and show her the new mall. I was not sure whether he's going to take her or not, but I just, communicated to him. So the next time I meet this girl, his wife, I ask her, and she says, Didi, did you tell him to take me to the new mall? I said, yes, I was not supposed to, is it? So she said, don't tell him anything. I said, why? Well, what happened? Did he take you or not? She said, yeah, he took me. He took me, and he took me inside, and then he said, dekh le, ho gaya? Ye bhi dekhna hai? Ho gaya? Satisfied? Khush hai? When we try too hard, when you get the result, you don't enjoy it. Wisdom is to know that this particular stage could be 2 feet. It could be 2 feet, right? Now, I made that effort. None of you made that effort, the kind of effort I made. I climbed up those 5-6 steps and came up here. You happily came and sat there, right? So, I have the best view here. Best view. I mean, I can see all of you all in one go. None of you can have the view that I have, right or wrong? Khushi manao ki nahi manao? Best view. Now, if I don't enjoy this 2 feet height, will I be able to enjoy 6 feet ka? This is wisdom. If I am not happy wherever I've reached, it is rest assured that once I reach the 6 feet height, I'm still going to be unhappy. This is wisdom. I know I have to do better. I know I have to progress. I know I have to achieve. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me make sure that I should be happy by the time I reach there. I happened to study in a school where you had this slope, So if you would climb up the slope and you climb up which is a little mountainy kind of a place, you can see the whole Hyderabad. It is a wonderful climb. So when we were in school, we would be waiting for a ride to go back home. We would have this little time to climb. And we would climb and go on top there and enjoy it. But there used to be a few girls who would climb up along with us and they would say, "Kitta chadna hai, kitta chadna hai, chedo." Because every point you can stop and have a view actually. By the time we would reach on the top, and then we just stop there to enjoy the view, and these girls would say, "Ab dekh kitta utarna hai abhi." So the whole joy of being there and enjoying the peak moment, as you call it, to be in that peak, is not there. कोई मेरे को उतारे तो कहाँ तक मैं बैठ पाऊंगी, क्या करूंगी? So to have that surety that all through my journey, whatever is going on, however I am, I should make sure that I don't invest too much of my thoughts, too much of my words, and too much of my actions where I'm not going to get any result. I know there is nothing there. Just before I came here, I was talking to somebody. In fact, 2 girls with the same names. Let me call them Meena. Both of their names are Meena, but they're not related or connected in any way. And both of them are sitting in their parents' home and not going back to their husbands. Both of them, same situation. I don't know how it is. And so I was talking to one of them and I said, whatever it is, your wisdom in your situation is to not to say anything, to be quiet. Do you understand what it means to be quiet? So she says, even if they shout, if my mother-in-law says anything, I should just be quiet. I said, the thing is that particular situation requires you to be quiet, and then we talk about it later. And then you deal with it later. Then you have a conversation about it. At this point of time, they're not in the frame of mind to understand you or do anything about it. So I've been telling her since maybe a couple of weeks. So whenever she would come, and of course she's not able to learn meditation because her mind is wandering and she wants instant solutions. And I keep telling her that to wait and to be patient is wisdom here. That is a solution. So I was on the way back here and she calls me and she says, I told you, sister, my husband is, it's impossible to manage. It's difficult. I said, why? What happened now? She said, he called me and he said the conference is going on well in Bangalore and everything. And then I said, and what did you say? So lovely, you're enjoying or something like that. Did you say that? No. I said, that you're enjoying, but I'm suffering with your mother. to have that moment of silence and that reminder, that instant reminder, keep quiet. You're very wise because you're investing a lot of energy now. So he said, you are this, you are and then she said, you are this, and you. Both of them argued for half an hour and then put on the phone and then messaging continuously all through the night. And in between that, she's messaging me too. So, wisdom is to save energy, save time. Save my peace of mind, that I keep myself peaceful and not prove myself constantly. If I were to put a diamond in a plastic cover and bring it to you and say, these are diamonds, and you say, no sister, I doubt it. Diamonds don't come in plastic covers. They come in beautiful boxes. And if you were to bring it in a nice box, I would believe it's a diamond. So if you have the truth and you're speaking the truth, if you're speaking the truth, it has to be presented in the right way so that people can believe it. Yeah, you make sense, yes. How people can doubt you and think you could be false is when you add too much emotions when it's not needed. Too many feelings, too much into it that people can't understand you at all. You know, sometimes when people cry and talk, I always tell them, first you cry and then you talk, because I can't understand what you're trying to say. There will be no logic. So the thing is to be able to know that this is not my moment, this is not the time. And I know I can prove myself. I know what I'm doing is right. And there is a time and moment for that. And to be able to understand that and to be reminded of that at the right time. How wonderful it is, isn't it? You don't need anybody coming and telling you, no, don't say anything now. Don't talk about it. Somehow everybody else knows that you're not supposed to say anything. I'm the only one who doesn't know that. Somehow I feel by talking or speaking something or doing something can prove something. Nothing can be proven. So the thing is, how much do I understand my situation? And how much I am just compromising with everything and going ahead. Because the more you compromise, the more it gets bottled up. And sometime or the other, it has to come out. Whether at work, whether in a relationship, whether in a situation, whether it's something to do with the past. It's bound to come out. I happened to meet somebody and he was saying, long back, and he was saying, sister, my brother is admitted in the hospital here. He's going to go through bypass. I said, should I go and meet him? I said, what kind of question is that? Why should you not meet him? He's your brother, no? He says, the thing is, we haven't spoken for the past 20 years now. Why? I don't remember, sister. What really the situation was. A lot of things happened, but I don't really know the real reason. I don't remember. So when I don't understand the impact of one sentence, the impact of what would have happened, impact of anything that I do, if I'm not aware, I'm creating these gaps with people and I'm not even aware. Like I throw a stone and I don't think there's nothing, it's not harmful, and I walk by. Wisdom is to know this person gets hurt with these sentences. And I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I know he's wrong, I know she's wrong, but I'm not going to say that. Never. I'm saving my energy. So how much of compromises do I do that I have no control over my emotions? And there is absolutely no way that you can have this kind of wisdom, this kind of clarity and understanding without silence. The more I'm able to spend a little bit of time with myself and having these conversations again and again and again. Do I need to do this? Is it really important? Do I have to be like somebody else? Does somebody have to understand me the way I am? No. There's this girl I know, her newfound friendships, Hyderabad is full of newfound friends and trying to prove to each other how good we are and all that. So she comes across this new group, and this one particular girl is very close to her, and they were all going for a trip to some resort, all the friends, and they didn't call her. No, I don't know why they didn't call her. So she, of course, who's the person that you're going to share it with? Your husband. So she's sharing with him in the night. No, look, she went with all the other friends and she didn't even call me, and she's crying. And what not I have done for this girl, and she's crying and crying. The husband heard it through, and then he wants to sleep. So she looks at him, and it seems she says, "Aap kaise so sakte ji? Main ro rahi hu na." So you cannot sleep till I stop crying. So he just said one sentence, and I understand it's a sentence of wisdom. He said, "You have to respect this girl's wisdom. You have to respect that girl's decision. That is wisdom. You have to accept that she doesn't like you. Accept कर लो ना. ये कोई गारंटी है कि सबको आप पसंद आना चाहिए? ऐसा कोई गारंटी है? नहीं. She doesn't like you. Full stop. Accept it. No. You have to. Can you force somebody to like you? No, you can't. And for all you know, there are a lot of people who are very nice to you, and the wisdom is they may not be liking you. Just because they're nice to you doesn't mean they like you. कई बार पता भी पड़ जाता है कि they don't like you. But they're very pleasant and nice to you, how are you and everything. But internally they don't care whether you're fine or not. So to have this clarity, it's not being pessimistic, it's being realistic. Wisdom brings you very close to reality. And that is when you understand. I had this a young student who's studying MBA, and there was this college right next to our center. It was called ICFI Institute. So this boy walked in, and he said, "Sister, I want to talk to you. And first I want to have a conversation. I have some questions." So obviously he was not looking for meditation, but he just needed some answers. So I asked him, "What is it?" He said, "I'm sharing a room with this boy from Nagpur. I'm from Delhi. And I am, I need everything clean. And I keep my room very clean. That's what, I've learned, and this is how I keep and I get very agitated if I don't have a clean room." Okay. And this boy is my roommate, and he keeps everything dirty. He soaks his clothes for days together, does not wash it. And it's stinking. Then he comes to the class late, wearing my shirt, my newly ironed shirt. And when I ask him, "How can you wear my shirt?" And he says, "What are friends for? Learn to share." So this is the situation I am in. I can't shift. We've already paid for the whole year, and I don't know what to do. So I said, "Look, he wants a dirty room, he'll keep it dirty. You want a clean room, you clean it." Sister, what kind of an answer is that? You give me a proper answer. I said, "Look, you have to do what you've been doing all through. But you have to do it with wisdom. The wisdom is to understand and not to compromise, so that you can save a lot of thoughts and keep your peace." So he said, "What do I do?" I said, "Look, now he has lot of bad traits, like he's lazy, he's careless, and he's dirty, so many things. Is there anything good in this boy?" He thought for a while, and he said, "He makes good coffee, sister." "Oh, really? You like coffee?" "I love coffee." "Okay. Anything else?" "He coaches me in finance. Subject which I'm not so good at, he coaches me." "Oh, that's nice. Anything else?" And his sister, "When I don't get money from home in time, he lends it and he does not ask it back." I said, "Wow. What else do you want? So now you clean the room. But don't think he's a dirty boy. No. You clean, but you're thinking, he makes good coffee. He coaches me in finance. Hmm? And he gives me money and does not ask it back. Can you do that? Keep on cleaning, but these thoughts are there. That is understanding. Do you know how to understand? He said, would there be any results in this? I said, you have to do to see, if it works or not. So he went, I lost touch with him, and then in between he would just message, Happy New Year, Happy Diwali kind of thing. And then one day he messages and he says, Sister, I want to come down to the center. Aaj mera birthday hai. मैंने आ जाओ ना, his institute is just across our center. आ जाओ अभी आ जाओ. He said, मैं नहीं आ सकता हूँ. I can't come now because I had a lot of assignments and I did not pay a lot of attention to my room. I'm going to go clean and take a shower and everything. I'll come in the evening. I said, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Then he goes and immediately he calls me. I thought he's going to change the timing or something. I said, what is it? Didi, surprise hai. तो क्या हुआ? I said, I came to my room. The new bed sheets, everything clean. I don't have to clean anything. And there's a card kept on the table. This is my birthday gift to you. Enjoy. To be able to understand, you are earning your freedom from this troublesome mind. The minute you understand, others change. The minute you keep on compromising, they rebel. The whole story is about your mind, what you're thinking. You can be very nice to people and not say a thing, and you look like you're putting up with everything, but internally there is tufan. It's burning inside. And then externally you're okay, but what travels faster is what you're thinking. Wisdom is to keep in check with what you're thinking, because this is going to go reach that person. Like I just mentioned to you, if somebody were to come and talk to you nicely, and say, oh, that's lovely, you're so nice and everything, but then you can see through, can't you? That they mean it or not. You can make out, no? Like right now you're all sitting here, I can see quite a few of you, all of you, and then if you're not interested in what I'm speaking, would I not know? I'm not going to do anything about it, but I would know. It's okay. It doesn't matter. So you don't even have to come and tell me, sister, I didn't like what you spoke. You didn't have to tell me. I know. Because vibrations come. They reach people faster. You can be in America and you can send a vibe somewhere. It will get there. So you can be nicest and do a lot of good things. Somebody was telling me, sister, I've done everything nice. I said, wisdom is to first take care of you here. Then you do something nice. You're not a human doing, you're a human being first. No? You have to be something. How do I feel about this person? And do I heal? Do I cleanse it? Do I clean it? And then I do something nice. I just don't keep doing and doing nice and then feeling, what did I get? What did I get? Because I'm measuring every action now. It's not natural. So, the topic being, changing times or current times or whatever, is that, am I ready to contribute the right thing at the right time? Not what people don't need. Like, if somebody comes home and they have, they're thirsty, and you made 32 varieties of food, or you got it through Swiggy or whatever, you have a whole lot of food laid out, and somebody, your friend whom you called, walked in, and they said, can I have a glass of water, please? What should you do? A fountain, or are you a well? What kind of a person are you? A fountain or a well? What would you define yourself as? Right? Why? Why a well? Always available, and you can take as much as you want, and they're very deep. Very deep. And they're useful. fountain. So a lot of happiness, a lot of show, circulation of dirty water. There's nothing there really, nothing there. So sometimes we can have this happiness and you want to push it across to others. Somebody was telling me, sister, इतनी मेरे को इतना खुशी थी, इतनी खुशी थी. मैंने कहा, yeah, that's wonderful. तो मैंने कहा, चल, movie चल. I was telling my wife, नहीं, मेरे को mood नहीं है. What is this? He was saying, why should it? So you should first find out why mood nahi hai. So sister, she should immediately jump into this happiness. No, she can't. Wisdom is to understand others will not be flying with you whenever and however you want. Each one is there in their own journey. I had a couple who had come. They married for more than 15 years. And he was telling me, in the course of the conversation, he said, his wife was just next to him, and he said, Didi, kaise bhi karke inko muskurana sikha do. And she looks very serious. She was looking very serious. Huh? To unko muskurana sikha do. As soon as I go home, her crestfallen face. She's been fighting with my mother since 15 years. And my mother is also complaining about her. Why do I earn? Why do I live? Why do I work hard? To see these faces when I come home. So I said, I looked at her. I said, Malti Bin, aapko kuch sunana hai? You want to say something. She just shook her head with no expression. And then suddenly he gets a call. And then he said, sister, baat karke aa jaunga. He took the phone and went out. He just went out. Immediately, his wife, she jumped from that end of that couch, runs and comes and sits next to me and says, Didi, ye aane se pehle baat kar lenge. मैंने कहा, क्या है? क्या बात करनी है? तो ऐसे, Didi, it is true what he said. I and my mother-in-law have been fighting since 15 years, a lot of conflicts. But the problem is not me. I am not the problem, Didi. My mother-in-law is not the problem. He is the problem. मैंने कहा, आप दोनों लड़ रहे हो. How come he is the problem? Said, Didi, as soon as he comes home, I'm in my room crying. My mother-in-law is in her room crying. What should he do? He should come to me and ask me, Malti, kya hua? And I will tell you, mother is like this and that. Whatever it is in my heart, I will share. He should tell me that she's become old, what she'll change. I am there for you. Whatever you need, you ask me. Some reassurance. And then he should go to his mother because she doesn't have anybody either. So he'd go to tell, Mama, what happened? तुम्हारी बीवी ऐसी ऐसी. मेरी बीवी तो जिद्दी है मम्मी. वो change होने वाली नहीं है. She's like that only. I am there for you, Mama. Whatever you want, I will do. He does nothing of this, but he stands there and says, be happy, be happy. कैसे होगा? Where will you get happiness from? To step back. Constantly we have to step back. But do I need to contribute tolerance here? Or do I contribute listening? Easy, no? Wisdom, when you have wisdom, solutions are simple. We can complicate it when we just have knowledge and knowledge of what is right and wrong, and we are not using the wisdom what is necessary there. He's been tolerating them. Why should you tolerate? Contribute. Contribute the right thing. Listen. I was telling this somebody, and I told him that, look, what you have to do is to appreciate your wife. Well, I think that's a very simple thing. I don't think I've said anything complicated. So I told him, you just appreciate your wife. Because she's been telling me that when she wakes up in the night, like 2 o'clock, somewhere in the middle of the night, she wakes up and she feels like jumping from the 3rd floor of that apartment. So I told him, please, unko aise thoughts aa rahe na, to kuch karna padega. Or else if it continues, then we should take her to a psychiatrist. Even now I would request, I recommend you take her to a psychiatrist and let us, because suicidal ideation to hai na. So he said, what do you want to, Didi, don't worry, he's telling me. Don't worry, I'll lock the balcony door. I'll lock it, he's telling me. I said, no, that is not the thing you should appreciate. तो क्या appreciate करूँ दीदी, when she cooks something or anything. नहीं, मैं झूठ नहीं बोल सकता दीदी, I'm not. अच्छा, झूठ की बात नहीं है. It is like something, anything you appreciate. So then afterwards I didn't meet them for some time. And later on, she told me that those thoughts are not coming and she's okay. But she told me, I need to come and meet you. I said, okay, come. So she comes and she tells me, Didi, wo thoughts nahi aa rahe, dusre thoughts aa rahe abhi. No, kaun se thoughts aa rahe abhi? She said, these thoughts are like, I want to take a stone and... Huh? Very terrible, isn't it? Now this thought I can't tell him. I can't tell him. So I said, oh my God. I called him. I said, you have to appreciate her. Something you have to do, because she's getting frustrated, sitting in the house morning till evening, kuch bhi nahi hai and all that. So I don't know what happened. And then he was going to, from the center, he can go to work, just right from the center. So he said, Didi, I'll drop in. I have to share something with you. I'm pretty excited. So he came up and he said, Didi, yesterday morning I remembered what I should appreciate her. So what is it? I had to be in silence for some time, like you said. And I remembered that when I got married, I told my wife, मुझे काकड़ी है ना ऐसे ऐसे कट कर मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता है, ऐसे ऐसे कट करके नींबू और नमक डालने में मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है ना. I really like that. So how many years they were married? Since then till now, she only cuts it like this, never like this. So this is what I need to appreciate. So I went up to her and told her, look, I have to tell you this. You always cut kakadi like this for me. Thank you. Now, something is better than nothing. So that is wonderful what you're doing and I have to appreciate it. Ye cut karna easy hai. Ye mehnat hai. Tum ye kar rahe ho. So, I don't know what happened, but evening, Didi, मैं घर गया, उनका चेहरा खिला हुआ है. So much change in her face, so much change in her behavior. What you said was right. One sentence of appreciation. Now I'm sitting in silence and thinking, what all to appreciate now? रोज कुछ तो कुछ appreciate करना है. Simple solutions. And I don't think so this is something that, they had to come to me that I can tell. Everybody knows. And everybody are such good advisors and they're able to give directions and help others maneuver through their lives. But the thing is that moment of silence and the moment that you can spend with yourself is lacking. Again, the minute, let's say you just go shout at somebody, and then you get busy with your work, you won't even know. But if you have that moment of silence at that moment, that time, you will feel bad. नहीं बोलना चाहिए था, इतना जोर से क्यों बोली? मन में जरूर आता है. Silence helps. Meditation is nothing but contributing little silence to yourself so that there's a lot of clarity, understanding, and you save energy. Because you will know what to do when and how to do what. You won't go on sowing very good seeds in infertile lands and expect results. Continuously investing so much energy into something, you're not going to get anything out of it. So time and time again, what is it that I can contribute? Wherever I go, whomever I meet, what is it I need to contribute? Like, you're going for a meeting. You're all in IT and everything. You're going for a meeting. You do make points, you write your points of what you need to discuss and what you need to do and all that. But apart from that, you need to have another list. Any interaction can create some disturbance. I'm being very realistic. Some disturbance, there will be one person in the whole group whom you don't really like. Their comment or their decision or their attitude or their expression also, you will not like. So what is the preparation I need to do? So you need to sit for a while. While means I'm not saying for half an hour. No, 2 minutes. Just like you just went to a restroom and come back, that much time. And you're thinking, what all should I take with me apart from this file? Little patience, little understanding, little acceptance, little letting go. Shall I take all this? Write it down. And once you pay attention, it works. If you just flow through life from one thing to another, it's getting overlapped from what happened there and what happened here. And your reactions and responses in one place will go to another place, and the focus that you require is not there. I happened to talk to somebody, and she was telling, she was crying. She was in her early 40s. And so she was talking about her niece who's having this grand Grah Pravesh, housewarming in Hyderabad, and she's built a beautiful bungalow. And so she got the invitation. And usually you must be coming across these these marriage invitation, wedding cards, which are very exclusive kind of a thing. I remember I got this card, which is like a palace. And then there's a drawer. And you open it, there are all cards of different events, rain dance and don't know what not. So this particular card was also like that, for Grah Pravesh. So she's upset. I said, why? Your niece is having a beautiful house. Why are you crying? Sister, she did not send a card to my son or my daughter. My son-in-law and my daughter-in-law will not come without the invitation. No, she didn't even call. So they stay in Bangalore, but they can call. No, she didn't call, sister. And then she went and mentioned it to her husband. Look, this girl did not send invitation for our children. I got it, we got it, but they didn't get. So what will the husband say? तुम्हारे family ऐसी है. तुम्हारा family ऐसी है, तुम भी नहीं जा. हम नहीं जाएंगे, बच्चे नहीं जाएंगे, तो हम क्यों जाएंगे? We won't go. So, sister, I'm so upset how my husband is talking. I said, look, there is no solution with that. There is a solution. Little wisdom. That niece, you must have carried her at some point. When she was small, little, you carried her. So, you have that much right to tell her, beta, you did not send it to your cousins. Send to them. If she has forgotten, remind them. If she doesn't have manners, teach her. Simple as that. You will not go and discuss with your husband. It's waste of time. He will say something. You're giving a chance. Say, bel mujhe maare. It's like, come. Come and say something nasty to me now. Wisdom is the ability to gauge how, on what, result you're going to get. Much before anything happens. You're able to know. Some people know, but they purposefully do the same thing that will disturb the environment. The control which is there. So the more, we had gone to Deepa Ben and myself, they invited us in Mumbai to one gym, inauguration of a gym. And I see this person, a lot of people, not one person, lot of them are standing in front of the mirror and they're going on doing that continuously. And then they are the ones who will train celebrities, it seems. They come at a very odd hours and they are there only for them. So they train them. So each one belongs to one celebrity. And they have to do it themselves. So I was telling, so every day you do. So every day, sister. We have to do. One day also miss nahi kar sakte. Roz karna padta. Because we're teaching others, no? I said, that's true. That's very true. So then I said, if this job is easy, is it very easy? Do they learn? It's very difficult with some celebrities. They have a lot of attitude problems. So the way they snap at you and speak and all, they're not all of them are mannerful and all that. They can be very rude also. Acha, like that. Then I said, along with building your muscles, you should build your spiritual muscles also. The more you're taking the right kind of thought, the thoughts are the muscles. So keep on taking. I know I am doing the right thing. I am full of resources. I'm a being of peace. You're building that. Whilst you're doing this, what are you thinking? Nothing great. You're eating food. What are you thinking? Nothing great. You're opening a fridge. What are you thinking? Nothing great. Climbing up steps. What are you thinking? Don't know. And that is the time I can build my muscles, my spiritual muscles. And when I build those spiritual muscles, it will help me at the right time. I get that control. Like the way when you build the muscles, you get control. You can hold 100 kg like that. Let's say somebody shares the same weight like me. And he's picking up 200 kgs. You come and tell me, sister, same weight like you. He's picking up 200 kgs. No, I can't. Why you can't, sister? Try. He has built his muscles. He's much, much more stronger than me. Isn't it? He's practiced, he spent some time on it. Same way, if I'm able to spend some time in building these muscles, training my consciousness, little bit time, not too much, do that, there is change in how you see things. Somebody had called me and they said, she was talking to me in Telugu and she said, at any point of time, why I want to meditate is at any point of time, I should get this one sentence in my mind. One word actually, not even sentence. It should come in my mind from my heart. I said, what is it? In Telugu she says, Parvaledu. It means, it's okay. Koi baat nahi. For everything, koi baat nahi. इन्होंने डांटा है, कोई बात नहीं, मूड अच्छा नहीं होगा. Oh my God, what I did not become successful. कोई बात नहीं, अच्छा हो जाएगा फिर से. To be able to tell that, I'm able to save and take care of my body well too then, because I'm not going to get illnesses, because if I don't control here, it'll affect the body. It'll affect my mood. It'll affect my relationships also. So what we're going to do, a small little exercise is, we're going to show you a list of virtues, which you already have. But I'd like you all to scan through these 36 virtues and pick up that one that defines you. You have all of them, it's not like you don't have, but predominantly what is that virtue that you have within you? The time and time again, if I were to ask your family members, they would point out that virtue and say, yes, this is who that person is. Right? It's not come yet, is it? Yeah. So these virtues, you have experienced at one point or the other. And during your moments where you felt really low, this particular virtue must have helped you to come out of it. You must have experienced at moments when you're the peak, you have reached the peak and for some achievement, this particular virtue has helped you. And if I show this list to anybody, let's say we'll just do one small exercise before we get into the second one, is when you see this list and you think about a problem which is really bothering you right now, something which is again pricks you, or whenever that particular situation comes in front of you, it really troubles you. So for that problem, if it is there, I would want you to see this list and select which particular virtue, if you would have, that problem is not a problem anymore. If you were to have this particular quality. Let's come. नहीं वो खोल, it's switching on, okay, no problem, okay. It's come? Oh, you can see there, is it? The ones behind, you can all see it too? Now see no, there's no TV, here, only here. Here also? Yeah. So see the list with all the problems that you might be having. To know this is what I require to overcome that situation is wisdom. Not to go sit and talk to that person or change the place or change things, and all that is so many things that you need to do. But the first most important thing is, this is what is lacking and I need to fill myself with it. So scan through this particular list. And if you see, a lot of people ask me, number 13, a lot of people ask me that how can detachment be a virtue? We're talking about detachment in the sense of not holding on, not clinging on to things. When it's done with, nothing can be done, but I'm still holding on. That kind of a detachment we're thinking about and talking about. So what is that particular virtue? Would help you overcome the situation very, very easily if you were to inculcate it. Yes, as I said, all these virtues are within you, all of them. But there will be one very predominant, one or two very predominant one that defines you. Like I said, if I were to ask someone very close to your parents or a spouse or a children, they will point it out. easily. Yes, who you are and what is it you require. How do you define yourself? Which particular virtue is that you are, and the virtue that you require now to be able to overcome the situations. When it comes to situations, what virtue do you think you need? You don't have to tell me your situation, but you just tell the virtue randomly from anywhere. Detachment. Okay. Any more? Contentment. Fearlessness. Wow. Patience. Lovely. Courage. Tolerance. Maturity. Honesty. Patience. Self-confidence. So when you are clear that this particular virtue, if I'm able to imbibe, I don't have to go out there and try to rectify things, and I don't have to go spending time thinking so much. I don't have to go and sit across people and try to explain. This is wisdom. Because this is, when I was in college, they showed us a video. And it's called, the concept in psychology is called insightful thinking. Insightful thinking is like, they also call it the aha experience. So they showed one cage with an ape sitting inside, and they kept secretly one stick in the corner and a banana outside. Banana, they kept it a little far away, and the ape wanted that banana and tried to reach it, tried really hard, but it can't get it into its hand. So it got very frustrated and started running around the cage, beating its chest. After a while, it sat down. It actually sat down to think. Can you imagine that? The ape sat down to think that what do I do about this banana? There's no point getting frustrated. And then it looked around. It saw that stick, took the stick, took it, put it out, and took the banana in and ate it. So the whole concept here is that the more I keep on blaming it's something which is really far away and uncontrollable and I can't manage it, it's a pure waste of time, and that's not being wise. But the minute you are in little bit of silence, you understand, no, there's something wrong with my hand. It's not long enough. I need to do something here. I need to make it longer. And I'll find the solution. It's simple and easy and faster. But silence. So here we are, you've picked up. And who do you think you are? Who are you? Now let us say, my name is Shanti, and I don't have peace in my life. How does that name really define me, isn't it? So most of our names don't define us truly. But this should be your name. Whichever you selected as yourself, those are the ones that are really your names. What I'd like you all to do, so we will have a lot of you don't know each other, right? But I don't want you to introduce yourself with your name, which doesn't define you, but introduce yourself with the name that who you truly are. You're going to get up for this exercise and going to meet each other, and you're going to introduce yourself. Hello, I am, for example, I am honesty. Oh, nice to meet you, honesty. I am enthusiasm. Nice to meet you, enthusiasm. This is how you're going to meet as many people as you can, right? But the thing is, I remember there was this company where everybody knew each other. Everybody knew everybody. So this person is going up to another person and he said, oh, I am courage. Huh? He said. No, don't do that. Don't challenge them. Accept who they are and respect it and say, thank you very much. And this is who I am. Okay? And listen to the other person. Don't just say it. Like another place, another program, this person was enthusiasm. He went up and said, I'm enthusiasm. He's meeting everybody but not listening. You have to listen to. So shall we do this exercise? Reintroducing yourself with who you truly are. Okay? Shall we do that? For this exercise, you have to get up and move around. Go ahead. As many people as you can in the next 5 minutes. Okay, then we come back. A lot of you are already coming back, so thank you. So, what is your name? Sweetness. Thank you. And what is your name, brother, yourself? Honesty. The one behind you? Oh, a lot of honesties. And what is your name, brother? Determination. To be able to remember that, when you start your day and all through the day, at the same time, if you can take the picture of this list and write down the names of the people who have those virtues, especially your family members, your colleagues, even your boss. But what is that virtue that they have? Because this is what makes you special. How you present this virtue in your life will be very different from the person who shares the same value. Like both of you are honesty, but then how you bring that honesty into life and how it helps others, that defines you. And that's your own unique signature. And people will remember you for it. But what happens is, this particular virtue continuously gets discharged. Because there's so many different thoughts and attitudes that keep forming on it, that it gets to the seabed somewhere. So you need to charge it. The more you keep charging it, the more you give that awareness. Who am I? What am I? I am determination. I am on. You have to remind yourself of that. So the thing is, as it said, Jaisi Smriti, awareness, Vaisi Man ki sthiti, the state of mind. Jaisi Man ki sthiti, Vaisi Vritti, the kind of attitude you create. Or Jaisi Vritti, Vaisi Drishti, the way you see the world. Or Jaisi Drishti, Vaisi Kriti, the kind of action you perform. Or Jaisi Kriti, Vaisi Srishti, the kind of world you create for yourself. And eventually, Jaisi Srishti, Vaisi Smriti. It comes back to Smriti. It has to start with I am. Any transformation, it has to start with I am. I can't just go and do something in a determined way. It will be a lot of hard work until unless you don't determine it inside that I am that. So, I was flying somewhere, and there was this man next to me, and he was asking me, sister, what all topics you speak about, and everything. He was asking me, and I, normally how I answer, I was just answering him, and then he said, Didi, I have to tell you one truth. So what, how many people are sitting in this plane? I said, I don't know, 100 and odd, I don't know really, I've never counted. And so he said, Didi, they're all criminals. Except you. And of course he has to tell that to me because he's talking to me. All of them are, how can you say that? No, they're all like that. I said, there are some people who just must have worked and going back home or something like that. So your drishti becomes, according to your attitude, your drishti becomes that. I've come across people who come up and tell me that, why don't you bring your friends to it? Faltu hai, sab faltu hai. It's a faltu kaisa ho sakta? It becomes generalized, like everybody is bad, everybody. So, but then you have this signature, as I said. I'll just mention to you about another flight I had taken, and I was going to Mumbai, and I had this man who was sitting next to me who was a Sikh. So, and I think he was the busiest man on that plane. He had 3 mobile phones, and all were ringing with different tunes. And he would pick up as, abhi pahunch jayenge, ek ghante mein wo pahunch jayenge Mumbai, and all that. He was giving instructions and whatnot and all that. The air hostess had to come and tell him to put it off because they're all ringing continuously. And he was very restless because the thing is, he had a middle seat and I was in the aisle. He was in the middle seat and he was very tall. So very restless he was all through. And when we landed, and he was the first one to get up naturally, to get off the plane immediately. And I got up, of course, because I'm in the aisle and I'm trying to take my luggage out from the overhead locker. And he was on the phone again. His phones are ringing. And one of them is on the phone and he said, I'm going to get off the plane right now, but the madam in front of me is not letting me go. And the madam is me. And I said, no, I'm going to take it out. But anyway, I rushed out and I was getting off the plane. I don't expect much from air hostesses, especially in Indian Airlines. And I don't expect any air hostess for that matter, because that air hostess was standing with that namaste. And most times that gesture doesn't go with the expression. So she's like, she's having namaste, but expression is go home quickly. I have to go home too, kind of a thing. So I was getting off, but she was different. She looked at me and she said, she looked at me and said, you are Brahma Kumaris. They told me. I said, and she said, Om Shanti to me. I said, how do you know? Do you know Brahma Kumaris? She said, I don't know. I asked someone, who is she? Is a nun or what she's? They said, she's Brahma Kumari. Om Shanti karte rehte hain. That's what they told. So that's exactly how I'm greeting you. I said, you know what Om Shanti means? She said, no. I said, Om means I am. Shanti means peace. So I am peace, your peace, no trouble please. So she just smiled, and before I could get off, there was this man, the Sikh man right behind me. He's rushing out actually, he was just rushing out. And she said, Sat Sri Akal to him. And he looked at her and said, you made my day. And he started talking Punjabi with her. And he said, no, sir, I'm from Kerala and all that. But he's like, you made my day. She could stop the most busiest man on the plane and made his day. She will not be paid 1 paisa more for that. But she added color, spice, and fragrance in a very mundane job. This is what magic that this can do. Because this is your signature. And people don't forget. They'll not forget. I was in the railway station in Mumbai. I was taking a ticket to Pune. And we were all standing in the queue. And our queue is like not moving at all. I mean, at least better than the one next to us. It was not at all moving. But they're the happiest crowd in that particular line in that queue. I said, what's going on? They are so much, the ones, especially the ones who are closer to the counter would be restless, but they are laughing and on, and what's going on. And then I peeped because I have to know. So I peeped and then I saw the person behind the counter is actually talking. Usually they don't talk, they grunt. But he's like talking and laughing. Kahan ja rahe? Shaadi? Kiski shaadi? Jo? And all that. And they, they're all laughing. And nobody's feeling like, they're waiting for so long. I said, look at that. He's changed the environment altogether. Ticket is to stand for hours together. And here is very joyful environment. He has made his signature confirmed. And the next time those people in the queue will go there, including me, will look for him. वो काउंटर पे जाएंगे हम naturally, because छाप लगती है. The wisdom is to know what is my signature. Everybody wants to sign differently, isn't it? No signature matches with anybody. So if I have to be unique, I have to understand this is who I am, this is what is my self-respect, and this is the moment that I know, and this is how I need to express it. That nobody around is able to do it, and I'm able to do it, right? Most times, what is it I can contribute? What is it I can contribute? And that's exactly. We were in Bangkok, and we were in that place, and we were looking around, and then suddenly I see this couple, and I don't know what happened, but as soon as we came out, he was shouting at her like anything, and then he's crying. And she's not saying a word. That means she made a mistake. So she's not saying anything, and she's standing, and he's crying uncontrollably. He is crying. And I don't know what happened. And they both look like Indians, probably somewhere around Bangladesh or Pakistan, something like that. So I don't know who they are. So then I said, what is it that we can contribute here? Because they're not stepping out. 15 minutes they're standing there. I went around and I came there. They're still standing there. They're not moving. And he's not making a decision to go anywhere. And they're standing there. So I said, something I have to do. What I should do? What contribution I can make? I can't barge into their personal life. No, I can't do that. So I went and stood next to them. And I said, can I ask them time? Because I had a watch. How can I ask? So then slowly, I turned to them and said, do you want water? Because he's crying, no? So, do you want water? He got embarrassed, natural, no? Some stranger asking, do you want water? The wife is standing next to him, So, he didn't say anything. I said, I don't know anything. And I said, let me say something that will help them. That's all. There's nothing else I can do. Because how long can they stand here? Let me say something that will help them. So, I don't know what the issue is. But I said, ऐसा होता रहता है, I said. I don't know. I said, ऐसा होता रहता है, सबके साथ होता है. I said, I don't know what do you mean, बस सबके साथ होता है, उनके साथ क्या हुआ है? तो सबके साथ होता है, ऐसा होता है. पर क्या है ना, we have to move on. क्या करें, होता है ना. तो they both smiled. I said, both of you hug? So they hugged. They're like, whatever I tell, they're doing now. With that one sentence, ऐसा होता रहता है. That's it. I said, now don't, just go home. And then somebody else walked by and came up and they told me, sister, what happened? She lost all the money and the passports and everything. Everything she lost, including the cards and everything. Whatever is, all she lost. Hard work of that man must be, And then I said, ऐसा होता रहता है. I don't know. अभी किसके साथ होता है पता नहीं. But I said, होता रहता है. It hit them. I said, we have to, before we speak, should tell God, जो आपको मुख से कुछ बोलना है, हाँ बोल दो. Before I came here, I was sitting in the meditation room. मैंने कहा, आपको जो मुझसे बोलना हो. They're all wise people here. Wisdom क्या मैं सिखाऊं? वो लोग जानते हैं, because they live in the world, they're facing challenges every day. They know. But let the right thing come out of them, all right? What else can we do? So in every person that you meet, every interaction, what is it that I should do right here, right now? Because what I'm thinking, what I'm speaking has such an impact on my small little world. It has. It has an impact. Like, I will just end with just two little anecdotes and I'll stop it. happened to have Adidas showroom just, to our center. We are in the hills. And right down, there is one store. A lot of stores, one of them is Adidas store. That brother who owns it, he came up to me. He said, मैंने क्या किया कि मेरे साथ ऐसा होता है? मैंने कहा, क्या हुआ? He said, दीदी, पूरा इतने सारे दुकान है, मेरे दुकान में चोर आया. पूरा, माना whatever was there and the money took and went. So I said, who comes and closes the door, this shutter? And I only come. I have dinner, I come, I close the shutter and then I go. I tell manager everything and all instruction. I said, what do you think when you close the shutter? Just like that I asked him. चोर तो नहीं आएगा. मैं जरूर सोचता हूँ हर दिन शटर बंद करते समय. मैंने कहा that चोर was going on his way somewhere actually. आपने बुलाया. इतना बुलाया तो जाना ही चाहिए. चोर आएगा तो जरूर आना ही वाला था, आ गया. So like that nobody called him. So that's what it is. Thoughts. You're throwing your thoughts around. So whatever I have spoken, to have that kind of wisdom, that moment of silence, and to be able to be prepared to have that virtue at the right time, this is not going to happen overnight. I'm not going to tell you that. Let's be realistic. It's going to take a while. That's why I always end with this little story, this anecdote. This is not real. This has not really happened. I read it somewhere. There was this lady who went to in Telugu is a mantra god, means it's like a magician. He goes up to the magician and she says, make me a potion, magic potion, that if my husband were to drink it, he would feel only love from all of us. Because he's a very angry person and he is very violent. So he said, okay, bring the whisker of a lion, I'll make it. Wait, I don't know, bring it. So the outskirts of her village, there is a forest and it seems a lion would come and drink water there. So she would go there and she went and waited, and really a lion came at a distance and drank water. So every day she would go there and wait and watch the lion and come back home. So for 6 months, every day she'll take 2 steps forward. By the time it was 6 months, she was very close to the lion. And the lion got used to human presence because she's coming and going. She tiptoed towards the lion and plucked his whisker. The lion said nothing. Koi baat nahi, lekar jana. So she took that whisker and brought it to the magician and said, now make the magic potion for me. He examined it and said, oh my God, this is a lion's whisker. He said, yes, I've achieved it. So he said, and then he just left it to the air. She started crying. इतना मेहनत करके मेरे लेकर आए आपने ऐसे किया. तो he said, if you could tame a wild animal in 6 months, one step at a time, one step at a time. Thank you for listening to me. Om Shanti.